Welcome to Creatively Exposed, a conversation for creatives, introverts, sapiosexuals, and all of the people entertained and who love us. I am Liz Flo, the podcast host, poet, writer, and overall Afro-Caribbean Latina creative. I know that is a mouthful, but welcome to the show. Welcome and good morning. This is Creatively Exposed. Well, good day, because I don't know when you're listening to this. I just came back from a trip and I'm like, am I going to have an episode today? And so here we are. I am showing up. And the biggest thought that I've been having throughout these days, and a question that my therapist posed to me, is what season are you in? And what does it look like? The year is almost over. And so it's like, are you ready for the next year? Are you wrapping up? Like where do you find yourself? And do you realize all the other seasons that you have been through? As I've been in a creative process outside of my norm, I've been able to think about that. And so I feel like I'm moving into a new season where there's too many signs, there's too many confirmations from above. What is the big, I don't know, some people call it the big guy in the sky. However, there's too many energies pointing to the same thing. So this weekend, it's like I got like double, triple confirmation about completing my book before this year is up. And I am currently working on a long form, kind of like a novel length collection of poems. And it's themed based on, it's kind of a fantasy theme. It is based on the recovery and the many ways that heartbreak shapes people. In general, me as a person, it's an inner dialogue of sorts explaining why at a point in time I was in a winter season. And so now I'm coming out of it and I'm ready to shed this book from my emotional psyche. And so I pose to you, what season have you been in? What season do you see yourself transitioning into? What energy do you want to create and multiply on? I've been thinking about, I've done some surveys about the doubts that we have as creatives and what stops us many times. I did an imposter syndrome episode, and I'm definitely going to do some research on self-confidence, doubt, and kind of the questions that arise that stop us from going forward and putting our work out there for the world to see, or even if it's just publishing it for ourselves. It has to do with the solar plexus chakra, so it might be a combination. I'm not really sure, but check it out. And I'm also going to do a kind of like a manifestation episode. 2020 feels huge to me. It feels like like I have completed certain lessons and ended certain cycles, and I am moving into something more positive, more abundant, and I just want to kind of just grab it by the horns and ride the bull into this energy and maximize that instead of just overthinking and paralyzing myself into playing it small. So this is just a really, really quick episode. I just wanted to kind of get your thinking caps on and prepare for the manifestation episode. Definitely a self-confidence, maybe / solar plexus episode. I know this is like a little teaser, so if you want to check any of my previous episodes, and I'm so appreciative always of you rocking with me, and hit me up on all of the social medias, creatively exposed without the E, on Twitter, Instagram, and tell me your thoughts. And remember that being creative is not only a physical manipulation of things, but it is an essence. To be creative is to be in existence and to be your truest self. So, are you being creative with the things that you desire? Are you living life creatively? You know, besides making $1 out of 15 cents, like, what do you do once you have that dollar? Do you want to do something that you enjoy? Like, what? I feel like there's so much more to just the rules and regulations that we put on ourselves and society puts on ourselves. And so, besides surviving, you know, there is a surviving season, but you're still here. So, what do you want your thriving season to look like? Keep that in mind. Probably around mid-December, I will release maybe a pre-final episode for manifestation and bringing in this new year right, and see how we can maintain 2020 together, end 2019 on a high vibe, and get to business. So I appreciate you. Thank you for listening. And I will definitely have a longer episode next week. Stay tuned and see you later. So Anchor and I have been kicking it for as long as Creatively Exposed has been alive, which September. And I am amazed at how easy it is to record an episode, edit an episode when on the go, either on my phone or in my laptop. And I'm getting paid for it. I get this sponsorship, and I don't need to have, you know, a huge listenership, which is pretty dope for the beginning. And it's free, y'all. So if you've been waiting to be heard on all of the sound waves, Apple, Google, etc., then this is your time. Get started on the Anchor app or online at anchor.fm and start that podcast today. So I just realized there is a new moon this Tuesday in Sagittarius. And so you see how manifestation is kind of the overarching theme of the end of November and December, right? So feel the vibe of optimism. I have struggled with hope because it's an abstract thing to me, and the results of previous hope has led to disappointments. And so I'm trying to change all that. And I challenge you, right? And when I say you, I say the listener, and I'm also talking to myself, where you figure out an exploration of self. Look back on everything that you have achieved, overcome, planned, and maybe didn't really get there, but maybe you could work on or work towards. And what is your goal for the next thing? Sagittarius is really exciting, expansive, fun, kind of the unorthodox, unboxed version of going down a journey. But Sagittarius is also hardworking and an excellent manifester, but only with believing that things can be is how things come to be, and putting in the work. So for this Tuesday, which is basically tomorrow, think on that. Like what excites you of the unknown? What is something that you want to happen this year, next year? What is your serendipity that can be made into something concrete? And I'll think about this as well. So happy Thanksgiving if you celebrate that. Happy remembrance of all of the massacres of the indigenous tribes. Well, maybe not so happy, right? But just as we are thankful, we are mindful, and make these holidays meaningful in more ways than one. Not only for the things that you can touch and feel, but the things that we can't see, but we know. So that's that on that. Enjoy and see you next Monday. Thank you for listening, everyone. Adios, nos vemos. See you later. Napalepita. This was another episode of Creatively Exposed, and you can find me on all of the interwebs as Liz Flo, LYSZFLO, and on Instagram, Creatively Exposed without the E. Sign up, show up, hit me up. There's also voice memos that you can send. Rate, review, subscribe. Let's keep the conversation going. Thank you.